Now, this is just something that you almost can't believe this. Dangerous.com. Never heard of this site before. But boy, are they reporting on something interesting from Wednesday, the 26th of September, 2018. Boy, 13, arrested, cuffed, and dragged from school over #MeToo allegations. Allegations. No proof, no nothing. They are literally doing what they just heard on TV. Oh, Kavanaugh. This kid doesn't, one of the girls is a established, I guess, feminist. And figured, I'm going to get back at this kid for something he did, which you'll read. And what he did was change his profile picture to like a black colored something. I don't know what it was. Emoji. That's racist. Next day he goes to school. The girls got everybody calling him a racist. And he's like, what the hell? He was okay with that. Didn't care. Until he got called into the principal's office. Or I guess it was the vice principal. And he didn't know what he was there for. And they kept questioning for 2 hours. And then finally they called his parents in after 2 hours. None of which let me read the story. So, in a scene from #MeToo meets the Crucible, 4 female students have accused an 8th grade boy of sexual assault after he refused to apologize for going against political correctness. It started off an ordinary day for 8th grader Keith Bailey until he was summoned by administrators into the vice principal's office at a Colorado Springs, Colorado middle school. He was confused and shaken. Keith had never been in trouble at school before, save for one minor incident months ago where he made an inappropriate remark that a fellow student, quote, looked like a school shooter. Hey, you look like a school shooter. Big freaking deal. This time it was much more serious. For over 2 hours on Wednesday afternoon, let me get this going. For over 2 hours on Wednesday afternoon, alone in her office, the vice principal grilled Keith. He said they kept asking him the same things over and over. They were just intimidating him, asking him the same thing in different ways, asking what he did to these girls and why he did it to them. Why did you do it? What did you do? And when did you do it? Keith's father, Dennis Bailey, says, they were vague the whole time. They never asked anything specific, right? Because they want him to feel the guilt of, I did this bad thing. He's saying, I don't know what the hell you want me to say. His mind isn't even thinking that that's what you're wanting him to say because he didn't do it. He's thinking, what did I say something? He's probably going back to, did I say someone looked like a school shooter again? What the hell did I? So finally, they called his father. They were vague the whole time. They never asked anything specific, he said. Only after the 2-hour inquisition did the school phone Keith's parents to let them know he was being suspended. Again, you're being suspended on allegations. There's no proof. They didn't go to court. There's no charges. I mean, I guess you could bring charges, but they'll get thrown out. I mean, there's nothing there. You got Bill O'Reilly. There's nothing there. There's nothing on the screen. There's no charges filed. Why am I being suspended? Yeah, you weren't politically correct. Oh, I didn't say it the right way? Oh, okay, go. In 3, 2, 1. This isn't even funny, though. Seriously. Before they did that, they called the police, though. So they called the police, then they called the parents. By the time Keith's father showed up at school, his son was being cuffed and put into the back of a police car as a crowd of students stood by oogling the scene. The Baileys asked that I not publish the name of the school or the arresting officer. According to Keith and his family, it all started a week ago when Keith and his friends were sitting around his house talking about online anonymity. Keith decided to change his Snapchat avatar into a black Bitmoji character. One of his friends, a girl, immediately noticed and within minutes told him he needed to change it back. She said it was insensitive and racist for a white person to use a black character as an avatar. That's like me having a favorite wrestler, or in this day and age, UFC fighter that's black. And I got his, picture. I'm gonna use his picture as my avatar. Oh, Joe, you're white, man. You can't do that. Yeah, that's my guy. I can do that, and I will do it. Matter of fact, John Kim used to fight. You know that? Did you know that? I have a picture of John Kim behind me. My avatar. Joe, you need to remove that. You're not Asian. Oh, political correctness. She said it was insensitive and racist for a white person to use a black character as an avatar. Keith, stubborn as any 8th grader, laughed it off and said he wasn't going to change it. The next day at school, the girl, according to Keith, then started telling everyone he was a racist. The harassment and accusations persisted for days. Other students began threatening to beat up Keith, saying they were going to jump him after school for being racist. Then the girl and 3 other female classmates took it to the next level. Appearing to take a page from the Feinstein handbook on how to destroy your political enemies, they appeared before the vice principal to accuse Keith of sexual harassment and assaulting, and an assault stemming back to the summertime. And again, we're well past summer. Let's bring it up now. Hey, we want you to change your avatar. I don't want to change my avatar. It's my effing avatar. Oh yeah? Watch this. This guy just assaulted us. When? Earlier in the summer. Well, why are you bringing the accusations now? Because they're false. Anyways. Keith had been friends with 2 of the girls. They attended youth group together at their church. They hang out all the time. If he had been maliciously touching them since back in the summer, then they wouldn't be going out of their way to walk by our house to go to school together. They go to the youth group together. They carpool together. To any reasonable person, I think these allegations would be obviously ridiculous. But apparently there aren't any reasonable people anymore, Dennis said. Dennis, you're right. These liberals are in our schools. They're in our colleges. They're chief of police in certain places. They're governors. They're senators. They're Democratic House members. Whoa. That's right. And a liberal is do as I say, not as I do. And if you don't do as I say, you little bastard, I'll make up something against you that will ruin your freaking life. Or at least will attempt to. Keith is an A and B student, plays football, takes advanced math classes, is well liked by his teachers, and loves attending church. One of the girls, according to Keith, identifies as a feminist. He's pretty scared. I was scared. He was crying when they arrested him. We've never been close to anything like this. We don't know anybody criminal. It's not something we ever thought we'd have to deal with. Dennis, 32, who works as a plumber, has said, I think the whole political climate is what is motivating this. Anytime you disagree with somebody, now you accuse them of sexual assault, and automatically they're a victim and you're a monster. It's so highly publicized now. That's just the answer. After the arrest, Dennis stayed back at the school while his son was taken to the police station to be fingerprinted and have his mugshot taken. But neither school administrators nor the police would tell Keith or his parents the exact nature of the allegations. He was charged with unlawful sexual conduct and harassment, which comes with a minimum sentence of 2 years in a juvenile detention center, and the family must wait until a court date on October 27th to learn what exactly the girls claim Keith did to them. But a clue emerged the night before when one of the girls' parents phoned his parents, the Baileys. Or wait a minute. Yeah. So, first of all, he was taken, cuffed, fingerprinted. That means they've charged him, as you can see. They've charged him. You cannot charge somebody on hearsay. But the police, probably liberal lieutenant or sergeant or someone up there, arrest them. Go after them. I know those kids, those girls. Those are my friends. Parents are my friends. Get them. So here's the other part. Her mother gave us a call and said she found out that Keith had been inappropriately touching her daughter, and she just wanted to let us know. She said, and this is the day before, right? The night before. She said, I know Keith is a good kid. Maybe he just went down the wrong path. She obviously believed her daughter, but she said it happened at the football game last week. The problem with that is my wife was at the football game the whole time. My son was there with his girlfriend, Keith, and my wife didn't want him unattended, so she had eyes on him the whole time. My wife tells this girl's mother, that's funny, I was there watching the whole time. He didn't leave my sight, and he was nowhere near your daughter. Quote, he was hanging out with, finishing this, he was hanging out with his girlfriend. He wasn't running around molesting other girls. The mother then changed the story, as any typical Democratic liberal would do. The mother changed the story, saying it must have been a different football game. The Baileys have met with a lawyer and started a legal defense fund for their son. Guess who's fixing to go contribute right now, the second I'm done talking to you on this video? JSNP4 and the JSNP4 Army are about to hook this kid up. Because not only is this going to be his defense fund, which will find him innocent as hell, it's going to allow excess money to pay his lawyer to go after the school and go after the police department and go after that little girl and her friends. Takes money to hire a lawyer, and these liberals don't think the average person has it, but what they don't know is when we get wronged, we have an army of people, supporters, who find our story somehow, thanks to the internet. And we go and say, let's support this person. And the next thing you know, they've got an effing war chest ready to go to fight these criminal liberal Democrats. You know that shirt Mark Dice sells? I have a couple. Liberalism, find a cure, is what it says. Tell me that this disease I'm telling you about right now doesn't need to be cured. So set up a legal defense. I'll put the link up. After Keith's 5-day school suspension is up, the school has the option to extend it another 5 days or to expel Keith entirely. But after the humiliation Keith suffered, his parents are already looking to enroll him in a new school. The other students, they say, already assume he's guilty after watching him put in the back of a police car. Quote, it blew my mind. My son is not even mature enough to have done anything like that maliciously. I don't think it's in his realm of mental capacity at this point in his life. They are demonizing him as some sort of malicious predator. Blows my mind. I don't even think his mind is capable of being predatory, Dennis says. The crucible-like scenario has the Baileys reeling. We are all on edge. I'm furious personally. I'm furious at these kids and at their parents for allowing them to do something like this. I'm furious at the school for not even seeming like they are giving him a chance to defend himself. And the way they tried to intimidate him. It seems really shady how they wouldn't call us until 2 hours after they started interrogating him. He sees the whole terrifying situation as trickling down from the way all adults on television appear to be treating each other these days. He says, what 13-year-old girl doesn't love drama? I imagine that's all they see it as. Let's stir up some drama. What they don't realize is now he's facing criminal charges. I hope these girls did this without truly understanding the repercussions of their actions. I think the #MeToo thing has gotten played out so much that they see it as a way to get what they want. It's a quick way to demonize somebody. I hope they didn't foresee what the actual ramifications would be. To donate to Keith Bailey's legal defense fund, click here. Pardon me, but I gotta go click somewhere. Take care.